Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Whoop. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you for joining me today. It's another wonderful cold morning here in La La Land. We're just enjoying time and effort to just try to wake up and get my mind rolling. And I could say that my mind's a little bit slow this morning. Um, it took me a little bit to wrap my head around today's verses, but let's go ahead and do that. Thank you for waking up with me this morning or just tuning in. Really appreciate it and joining me on this journey. We're on day 62 of our journey in Proverbs. We're in Proverbs 11:25 to 26 in the ESV. Whoever brings blessing will be enriched, and one who waters will himself be watered. The people curse him who holds back grain, and a blessing is on the head of him who sells it. Right? Let's just remember our baselines. Whenever we talk in the Proverbs, we're talking about ideals and where we want to aim while we are living our lives. And so, and I do know that we're not perfect. We do our best, and we fail sometimes in this. But thanks to the grace of God and Jesus, that He forgives us and is gracious with us and still blesses us even when we're not perfect. Just look at the Israelites, God's chosen people. They had pretty messed up life, and the stories they told is not the prettiest of pictures, but we know that through their story and history that God is able to use imperfect people to do His will, and I'm one of those. I'm an imperfect person who tries their best. But let's look at this. What does it say about um being a blessing? And that's what I said. Whoever brings blessing, who brings blessing, one who waters himself. These are positives. So it's been a while since we had a couple positives twice. It's usually a contrast, but there is one right here. The people curse him who holds him who holds back grain. The person who holds back grain, people will curse him. So it starts with what happens. Him who sells it is, yeah, we'll start with the first one. All right. So the first part of 11:25 is whoever brings blessings will be enriched. Now, this is talking about blessings towards other people, and it's kind of referring back to one who gives freely grows all the richer, and this idea of generosity and giving and bestowing upon people blessings and stuff like that, helping people out and being a blessing to other people, and it's highlighting this idea of how we as believers should be a blessing to other people, like helping people out. Not to the point of that we'll go ahead and put ourselves in financial duress, but what I said last time was I have a line item of the 10%, 10% of all my money that I make monthly is put together in a line item for tithing and ministry purposes. Also, that money could be used to be a blessing to other people. So if someone really does need money and needs help, then I have money set aside to just do that. And it helps me personally to give freely, give with an open heart because I have set aside money for that. It's Lord's money. I'm giving back to the Lord by giving to other people. So you could go ahead and do that. I know because I I feel like I'm blessed financially. I'm not like the richest person in the whole world, but I'm able to have that 10%. So, for instance, if I'm making like um say like 10,000 a month, then I'm putting aside 10%, which is that 100, 1,000. $1,000 aside each month to kind of work on to help people out. So I can use that money however I want to. Yes, I'm going to tie it to the my local church that I'm going to, but I'm also going to use that money to help other people and do ministry and all that kind of stuff. So, using what you have, whether it's money, financial, time, effort, service, um, being there for other people, being a listening ear, all those things are ways in which you could be a blessing to other people. And it's actually uplifting for ourselves too when we are able to be generous and giving. And that's what it is. And it kind of highlights with the second part of verse 25, whoever waters will himself who one who waters will himself be watered. And that's also talking about the very similar thing of the blessing. So it's just another thing. So if you're taking care of other people, yeah, you yourself will be taken care of. Okay. And again, it's this whole idea that I guess that's why teachers get kind of mad at administration for not getting paid well enough to live because we're spending a lot of time beyond hours. Because I know it's 8 hours. My contract is from 8:30 to 3:30. Was that 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 3? Oh, wait, wait. Uh, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3. So that's wait, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3. So it's like 7 hours. 7 hours. So we're working like 7 hours ish. Not really. 8:30, 9:30, 10:30, 11:30, 12:30. 1:30, 2:30, 3:30. That's 7. So I work 7 hours. I work 7 hours a day. That's interesting. 7 hours a day and then some. So actually I spend a few hours just kind of lesson planning outside. So I'm working like 9 hours a day. Um and I feel like teachers feel that and we're not necessarily just doing it just for money, but we're also doing it to help kids kind of grow. So other than teaching content, we're also like pseudo parents, brothers and sisters, friends, confidants, all those things. And so it it kind of it kind of is disrespectful when the administration or the district is not paying us well enough or giving us benefits or not listening to us or not doing everything they can to go ahead and make sure that we're taken care of. And so I guess that's the main idea behind when teachers protest is that they feel like they're not being taken care of. And so, but if they took care of us, see, this is the thing. If they took care of us in a way that we negotiated and we have the compromise and everything, and we all kind of agree and it's like thumbs up, yeah, we'll go ahead and do our best to continue to do our best in happiness without having because we'll go ahead and help our kids and our students and stuff like that. But in the back of our minds, we're kind of grumbling because we feel like we're not being taken care of. And so, but if we are being taken care of, like we won't grumble as much. That's it's just easy as that. So so in as a result, or in contrast, or parallel to this, if we take care of other people, yeah, we'll be good for it's like happy like here's one. Happy wife, happy life. If I'm taking care of my wife, she's gonna be taking care of me, like, coexisting together. So I have to meet my wife where she is, and will someone turn off the fan? I did. Um, and so if I'm taking care of her, she kind of takes care of me. I think that's a fair deal, right? If I could keep her happy, be encouraging, uplifting her, and being a A model citizen was what I was going to say. Anyways, so that verse 25 is pretty big on showing how we, as believers or in general, people who do this, it will go well with them if you're generous, helpful, being there for other people's, spending your time, all those things. Okay. Um, verse 26 deal, uh, is dealing with business dealings, and this is like merchants. Happens with merchants is that sometimes they would hold back product to create a false uh, a false view of scarcity. And if there's scarcity, you could raise prices. And so it's talking about dirty business dealings. And if a person knows you're having a dirty business deal, people hate you for that. So you want to be fair. Like for instance, here's a dirty business deal. From what I heard, there is a there is let me look it. I want to look it up real quick. In California, is there a maximum amount? Is there a limit to you can how much an owner can raise rent prices? So the limit, you can't exceed 10%. You can't exceed 10%. So what happens is they do a raise of rent 9.99%. And yes, legally, it is legal that you did that because it's not 10%, but it still feels shady. Like looking at our current situation here in like, especially in California or um, property in general, it is really hard right now for someone to save up and purchase a house because houses are so bloated and overpriced right now. Same thing with like rent and everything like that. Like, how much more money do you need to milk to make more money from people? And so I feel like it's a little it feels bad. It feels it feels like I'm in a bad business deal. For instance, our rent is going to be raised, obviously, and we found a house that we found a house who that is for rent because we're again I told you this before that we're not going to be purchasing a house until later in life. So right now we want to focus on experiences, saving money, but experiences and help making sure our kids are doing we're doing well for our kids. Okay, being a blessing to our kids, watering our kids, and the sacrifice we're making is that yeah we're not going to have a house, own a house until later in life, if at all. So we want to enrich our children. So, but what happens is we found a place that's bigger, nicer, and that will be about the same amount as when the rent is raised for us. So this is like just thinking about it's like, oh, if the rent's going to be raised a couple hundred dollars will could bring us another house that's in another part of town that's actually a nicer neighborhood, bigger house, which we want. And so of course we're going to go for it. So we're going for it. We'll see how that works out. Um I'm not sure. Maybe it's not a. parallel situation and stuff like that. But this idea of dirty business dealing about, yeah, they're going to raise our rent a lot. Even if they raise our rent lower, which would be the optimal, it's like, oh my gosh, that would be like the blessing. I'm going to bring down the prices of the rent because people are having a hard time. And the family that's been here, we've been here for like quite a few years. Um, and yet they're going to raise prices just because everyone else is raising prices. It feels so arbitrary. Anyways, we curse those people who just, especially owners who just raise rent just to raise rent. Uh, I guess if I see their bottom line, if they're struggling and stuff like that's another situation. But if they own houses, all they're paying is the mortgage, and the mortgage stays the same. Taxes pretty much stays the same, I guess. I think I'm not sure on that one. Anyways, um, and the blessing is on the head of him who sells it, basically, who does not create the scarcity idea, but also just sells the things to people at price, uh, and is good in their, and basically they're doing well to help each other, help other people in their situation. And so, as a business owner or someone who does business with other people, don't cheat people of their money. Uh, do a good business deal, do the best that you can to help other people, um, especially financially. So milking money. So that's why I feel like the government is so bloated that they're taxing us and everything, getting so much money from us. Like I can say right now that they take about I they take about $2,000 each month for me, medical and taxes and stuff like that. So I'm like, geez, 2,000, like, you know what I could do with $2,000 a month? Uh, okay, let's say like state wise, the state takes away 1,000, and the state and federal takes away 1,000 and another $1,000 to medical. So I'm okay with them taking my medical stuff because I love having all my benefits, medical benefits and stuff. That's good. But seriously, the other things, just the taxes, she's um an extra $1,000 at least would be really great. It's like paying $1,000 would be great instead of like 2,200. I think it's like 2,500, close to that. Jeez, like that extra $1,000, $12,000 a year. That's a good bit of money that I could be saving for the house that I want. So, anyways, I feel like it feels like dirty business dealing. So I don't know. Anyways, um, that's all I got for you today. Hope you learned something. I really appreciate you continuing on this journey with me. And yeah, be out there, live a righteous life, following God, trying to seek out wisdom. That's what we're doing out here. We're doing the best that we can. We're not perfect, but I'm here for you. Have a good day. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.